Plus Wrestling Podcast.
The move.
You might not be an A, but you are a B plus.
All right, ladies, gents, and non-binary friends, welcome to the B Plus Wrestling Podcast. We're doing it live. I am your host, Greg Does Things. What the hell are you wearing, Benny the Ref?
I'm not a ref now. I'm a sweat hog beach bum.
A sweat hog beach bum. What is this? I don't even know what this is.
The beach bum. It's just
What
this
is that? What
crazy
even is
jumper I
that?
got back in my youth when I was a removalist. There was this guy that we were moving house, and he had a caddy with all the golf clubs and everything in it. And he goes, "There you go. You can have this if you want it." I was like, "Oh yeah, cool." And then so I got all these golf clubs, and then digging through it, and this jumper was in it, and so it's very old. I don't know what lifetime it had before I got to it, but it's the thing I like to break out on.
That's amazing. And
Occasions.
we've got the wig as
In
well.
front of a camera.
We've got the wig. We've got the MCW hat. It's a whole vibe. It's a vibe you got going on. You were the ref just before. We were doing it. We did a recording before because we weren't confident going live for the full podcast, but we were like, let's do the Double or Nothing preview live. I think we got this. I think we got this in the can. Let's see how it goes. Mr. Mysterious joining us from Perth as well. How are you, my man?
I'm good. I did not get changed like Ben did, but although
Neither did
I don't know if we need to follow suit in the next one, but
Very visual.
no,
podcast.
it's a whole mood, man. I love it. Just something comforting as well as we embark on this new endeavor.
Yeah, doing the live thing is scary, man. Like I've just to practice the software, I've been live streaming TEW games. Jaron Mullet, I do see you there in the Twitch chat. Thanks for stopping by. Yes, the USPW TEW streams are going to continue. I will be doing that possibly even just after this, potentially. But I'm definitely going to still be playing TEW on stream. But this is also what we do. We do these live podcasts where we talk about pro wrestling. We're endeavoring to branch out, talk about comic books, TV shows, movies, video games, all those sorts of things as well. But at the moment, pro
All in
wrestling.
due course.
Yeah, all in due course. One thing at a time. At the moment, we're talking pro wrestling. Thanks for coming by. Cameron in the chat, I see you as well. Hello. So this is very interactive now. You guys can talk to us as we do this. We're live. All sorts of things can happen. Ben can show up without warning because I couldn't see him before because we were on that other screen. And he can have a wig on and just... I'm so distracted. First, it's the fucking Zack Ryder standee that you've got behind you on the last
And it's got
show.
the Erica Reed mask on at this point, so
And-
people would have missed that earlier. I'm just waiting for my cat to jump on me now.
Yeah, and now we've got the wig, and I'm just so distracted. But we're here to talk about Double or Nothing. Big AEW show happening as we're talking tomorrow morning. Guys, I'm actually more excited for this show than I thought I would be. It's hard to get excited about wrestling at the moment in the whole sore throat era that we're in. We can't say the actual name of it. Not that we're monetized on YouTube or anything, but we want to be in the future, hopefully. But yeah, we can't say its name, but it's happening, and it's happening all across the world. And, you know, I didn't think I could get excited about a wrestling show in this era, but here we are, ready for Double or Nothing. And as I was looking through the card, there's a lot of really good matches on this show.
Yeah, it's the past week. A few weeks of tapings have been nothing short of amazing, and we were kind of riffing on this in our talk before, just like what's separating AEW in this world that we're living in now, and it's just that like the crowd as well, like they've been able to do that, just everything, like it has life in it, and you catch that in what we're in now. Like you catch the things that have life in them, and you get excited.
Yeah, I don't know how much life, like, because they're actually going into the big arena for this one, right? Is this taking place in Daly's place
So
where they've been
wrestling
doing the
at-
taping?
Daly's place, but the Stadium Stampede will be next door in the stadium.
In the so it's just that one match that's taking place in the stadium. Do we think that match will be cinematic, or do we think that match will be, you know, kind of a standard walk and brawl through
Well,
a stadium?
If it's going to be live, then it won't be cinematic, then, will it?
I mean, there's things
I
you can
feel
do.
like it'll be cinematic in a way.
It'll be just like the backstage thing they did with the golf cart or that. If that's what you classify as being cinematic, then I think it'll be along those lines.
When you have someone like Matt Hardy in there, I'm sure it's going to be elements of it being a bit cinematic, but I'm sure they might be able to splice it up a bit.
Yeah, they got to do some weird shit. Surely they have to. That's kind of
Yeah.
what they're known for. Hi Ryan in the chat.
We
Thanks for
lost
stopping
Vanguard
by.
1. We need weird shit. We lost
Oh,
Vanguard.
for sure. Look, you know what? Let's give our predictions for what's going to happen in the actual matches. Or what go through them one by one. So let's take a look. First up, I want to talk about MJF and Jungle Boy. Now, this match is one of the matches that has me most excited. I'm loving the story going into this show. The way MJF was treating Marco Stunt. I think, personally, it's going to be the same kind of story when he gets in the ring with Jungle Boy. I don't think, like a lot of people, I've seen a lot of people on Twitter and stuff, a lot of people online are calling for, this is it, Jungle Boy has to win. Do you not understand storytelling, my dudes? Like, there's no way Jungle Boy wins this match, surely.
I don't see it happening.
There is a way, but I'll talk about that later when we go through the card.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know.
We're going through the card right now. This is what we're doing.
Yeah. Okay.
So
Well,
talk
the
about
only
it
way
now.
I see. All right. Well, the only way I see him winning is if MJF is the surprise entrant in the casino ladder match and he wins
I
later.
see. Okay, I see what you. So you could see Jungle Boy winning
Yeah.
if that's happening. That's
Yes.
I didn't even think about MJF as the potential surprise entrant. So you should have saved that take. You should have said, "No, trust me, we're saving this take," because I didn't even think of that. That's a good curveball. Even Wardlow would make a good mystery entrant if we even get a mystery entrant. It could be a swerve, but I'll talk about that when we break down the card a little later. No, I think that I just think Jungle Boy can't win here because the real story, the real money is in Luchasaurus, right? Like that's his job. He's there to stop bullying of these guys. That's why this stable exists. Marco Stunt was being bullied backstage, and he was like, "Hey, you're with us now," right? Like, so the bully here is he's gonna rough around. Like, I think the story goes like this: MJF beats Jungle Boy. It's the same story they had in the Marco Stunt match, right? So he's not taking him seriously, and then as soon as Jungle Boy actually gets some serious offense in and inflicts some pain on MJF takes it seriously, closes the match, wins, right? Like that's how it should go. And then Luchasaurus should be like, "All right, you beat those guys, and you're talking trash still. Now you face me." Like that's the story. And then he runs away because he's a coward heel.
Yeah.
That's
That's a pretty great way to go about it. And then to get through MJF, you have to get through Wardlow. So, yeah.
We've got Ryan in the chat saying he thinks Jungle Boy's going to win by disqualification. That's another way you can go. But
the ring, you reckon?
They've only done one or two disqualifications in the entirety of AEW. They have to use them very sparingly.
Very sparingly, but this is a place where it could work. You have him kiss the ring, or you have that same story that I talked about with Marco Stunt, right? Where he doesn't take him seriously, and then he gets in some serious offense. Oh, do you guys hear that?
Yes.
We hear that, yeah. What's going on there?
Who's calling?
We have a caller on the line, guys. It's Big Boy Mikey. Big Boy Mikey. Hey, man. I can't hear you, man. Hang on. Let me
You can't hear him, yeah.
Big Boy Mikey? No, man.
What's that? Timmy stuck down the well?
It's supposed to be connected, but it doesn't seem like it is. I don't know what's going on here, man. When we tested this earlier, it worked. So this is what happens when you try things live. Give us another test, man. I've turned you up on the soundboard. Nah, it's not working, man. Try giving me a call on my actual phone number instead of Facebook Messenger.
We can hold the speakerphone up against the microphone.
No, we're not doing speakerphone against the microphone. I have the technology. Here, but you know what? That deserves a stinger. Spoiler alert, Big Boy Mikey's going to join the chat. Just because, we've always... Big Boy was one of the first guys to do the B+ with us here. And he always wanted to go live, and he was always pushing me. He's one of the reasons I'm doing this. He wanted to go live. Like, when are we going to go live? When are we going to start doing video? When are we going to go live? And I was always trepidatious. I was like, I need this, I need that, because that's just the way I am, and I needed to make sure I had I wanted to make sure it was up to a certain standard before I tried it even, and so now we have the confidence and we have the gear, and it was time to give it a shot. Whoa, that was loud.
They're very loud.
And so now it was time to give it a shot, and so I was like, we can't have our first live cast without Big Boy Mikey. Big Boy Mikey, are you there? Oh man, why is this not working? Hang on,
Oh my God.
Big Boy
Is there a
Mikey, are you
Butchermania
there?
sound effect you could play right now? There we go.
Big Boy, have we got you on the line?
Yes, I'm here. Can you hear me?
Hey.
We can
Hey!
hear you, man. How you doing?
Good, buddy. Good.
We're live, buddy. It's your dream. Your dream for the B Plus has manifested.
Right. Right.
It's
It's good to see. It's good to see it's going live. I like it.
Yeah, so we're talking AEW right now. We were just discussing. So we're talking about Double or Nothing. We were just discussing MJF and Jungle Boy. And Ryan in the chat, he said that he thinks it could go the way of a DQ, and I think the guys here were a bit skeptical of that. But I was saying I think it could work that way, because if you have him, be the bully over Marco Stunt, and then Marco Stunt up, and so he's not ready for it, and he calls in Wardlow, and then you get the DQ. I think it could work.
That does sound all right. I definitely feel that it's going to be. I reckon it's going to be probably one of the matches of the night. In my opinion, I reckon it's going to be one of the matches of the night for sure. But I think I know MJF's just on a roll. I think they just keep building him up. He'll win dirty, but he'll win dirty, but win clean. That makes sense.
Yeah.
I think
That's the
yeah,
AEW
I think
style. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. And Jungle Boy is great, and it's great for the MJF story, but go straight to the top.
Yeah, I agree. Look, you've called in a little earlier than I was anticipating for, but that's okay. This is what happens when we go live. Anything can happen on the B Plus Live, baby. Anything can happen. I love it. But while I got you here, man, I want to talk to you about wrestling in the age of, we can't say the name of it. I don't know how familiar you are with YouTube and all the stuff going on there, but we can't say the name of it. So the sore throat era. How are you feeling as a wrestling fan in the sore throat era, in terms of consuming wrestling? Are you able to do it?
Yeah, I don't know. I am. Yeah, I guess it is. I don't know. It is a little bit of a different time. I know, I guess other than AEW, I'm not really, sort of really connected with much wrestling at the moment. I'll consume a little bit of WWE stuff on the YouTube. Yeah, but that's really about it at the moment.
Yeah, I feel that on a deep level.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know.
Hey,
It's
Mikey.
just yeah.
I just want to say thanks for leaving me high and dry on the New Japan stuff, buddy.
Sorry about that, mate. Sorry about that.
And how are you coping with the lack of Japanese wrestling at the moment before we
Oh,
jump
mate,
back to
it's it sucks. New Japan is my number one, as much as I love All Elite. New Japan is my number one, so missing that big time. I just want it back, and you can see that the wrestlers are just, especially the international guys like the Ospreys and the Eagles, and now they're just biting at the bit to get back. But I think it's good for guys like a Carter and Nato and that were having a couple of niggling injuries, and then I think it's good that they all kind of can come back fresh once it's back up. But no, I'm missing it heaps.
Yeah.
absolutely.
What about Tanahashi, though? Tanahashi saying, I'm fine with this if pro wrestling is the last sport to go back. When I read that, a lot of people are giving him props for that. And yeah, on a certain level, yes. But the last thing, ahead of curling? Come on, dude. Surely there's other things. Pro wrestling is integral to a lot of people's lives. Let's get it back as soon as we can.
Did Japan compete curling? I don't know.
They would. They got snowy mountains and stuff over there. They got icy regions, right?
Japan's big for what? Baseball, football, and wrestling and sumo. That's probably their sporting sort of wheelhouse.
Sumo's got to be able to
bit of
go
rugby.
back soon, right? Sumo's got to be able to go back soon, because that's only two guys in the, that's.
Yeah, you'd think so.
You can do
know,
that relatively social distance.
Yeah, and I do love everything that went on with Tanahashi and all that. The meeting of all the the big Japanese promotion players and
Yeah.
sticking together and helping each other out financially, and it's good to see that stuff.
Yeah, yeah. I agree. I thought it was good, but I just saying it should be the last thing to come back. Come on, man. Come on.
Yeah, I know.
Not all the guys in the locker room have as much money as you either, Tanahashi. They don't all have that
Yeah.
movie money under their belt.
That's right. No, the Japan conversation is a bit of a sore point, I guess, in the last couple of hours. I don't know if you guys have touched on it yet, but the Hana Kimura stuff is very heavy.
Yeah. We talked about that on the actual podcast, which is going up as a video. We recorded it, but we didn't do it live. We were feeling a bit nervous. We were testing the waters, but we're feeling pretty confident now. But yeah, we did talk about it, and at the end of the day, like, I guess people can tune into YouTube or listen to the podcast if they want to know what we said about that. But it boils down to don't be a dick, essentially.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah.
Just a sucky time in wrestling this week. You always get these weeks where it's the rule of three. I was waiting for something to happen. You had obviously the horrible stuff with Shad Gaspard, and then Larry Tonka from 411 Mania. Probably one of my favorite writers. I'm pretty sure I used half of his stuff for B Plus podcast in the past. So
this is exactly what I said, man. That's exactly what I said. Like, if I hadn't watched the show, I straight up and I knew we were going to talk about it, I'd be like, what did Larry say? Right? Like,
I did it literally for
SmackDown
every
review
Impact.
soccer.
Anytime we reviewed Impact, I did it.
Yeah.
Every time we reviewed WWE stuff, I did it. It was probably New Japan and AEW is the only stuff I never really needed
Impact
it for.
was his main thing. He even watched Explosion. Like, the guy was...
Yeah.
How did he have time to watch all that? Like, I feel like I watch a lot of fucking wrestling. Like, I watch too much wrestling. And as my life increases, I can't... Like, it's a struggle to watch wrestling sometimes. There's so much. He watched way more than I do. It's insane. And he was writing while he was doing it, because those reviews would go up straight after the show finished. Yeah. It was insane. Just on the Hana Kimura thing, before I let you go, I'm going to bring up one of our other previous co-hosts, Danders the Manders, at Danderfield on Twitter. I don't know how she's going to feel about me plugging her Twitter, but whatever. It popped up in my B Plus notifications, and she has a good take on this, and I want to read it out. Since we're honoring the history of the B Plus right now with Big Boy Mikey here, we're going live. Let's do it.
Mm-hmm.
So she wrote, "It's easy to warn others on the dangers of cyberbullying," which is what we did on the other show. So you can see that. But it's easy to warn others on the dangers of cyberbullying, but it's far more productive and potentially life-saving to look at yourself and think of one person you could be kinder to. Regardless of who you are, there's someone you can be less of a cunt towards. And I've been a cunt to you in the past, Big Boy. I've been a cunt to Danders in the past. I've been a cunt to a lot of people. I don't know if we're going to get taken off Facebook for saying cunt. Cunt. But...
I guess we're about to find out.
but she's right, and it's a great take, and I don't agree with her on a lot of things, but I agree with her on this. Be nice. Not just online.
Yeah.
Just be nice. Don't be a dick. I think that's the best thing to say about it.
Yeah. It's no, those you nailed it. It's and like you said, like, we've all gone through it, like, like you said, I've been a dick in the past and been
No one's
a bit of a shit guy in the past as well. But yeah, just I don't know, just sort of clearing that negativity and just changing the style.
Yeah, just do what you can. All right, before you go, man, so last thing I want to ask you, what's the thing you're most excited about for Double or Nothing? Which match are you looking forward to the most?
Whew. I think the ladder match or the Stampede match, I think they're going to be a lot of fun. And I love good multi-man matches like that. So the ladder match definitely excited for, because I always love a good little mystery person in there. So
yeah, hell yeah. Who do you think it is? Throw your prediction at us.
I don't know. As of 5 minutes, as of about an hour ago, I was thinking Travis Banks at one stage.
He's under contract.
No, well, with the whole NXT contracting, it is potentially, I think it's a 30-day release, and I don't know if he's one of the ones that have been released, but he's been teasing some news today, and he delayed it, so it's meant to come later tonight. So I don't know if he's going to announce that he's got released. It just had it in my head, don't think it will be, but that was one of them.
That's out there. That's out there. Mysterious put out MJF,
Yeah.
and I hadn't even thought of that. I was like, oh wow, what if he is in it? That'd be crazy.
Yeah, like if it's after the actual match, but yeah, it could happen. Maybe, probably the more likely one's going to be Brian Cage. Like I know he was meant to be,
Ooh.
he was meant to debut a couple of months ago, but he's had some injuries, so I reckon potentially that could be his debut spot. Cage is someone that you just send straight to the top of the card, so
For sure.
winning a ladder match would be,
I just want to say Ryan
Spot
in
on.
the chat has said he resigned with WWE. Now, I don't know if that's resigned or re-signed. Is there supposed to be a dash in that? Did he resign or did he re-sign? Because there's a huge difference and they look very similar in text. So I'm not
yeah.
sure. I want to know. I'm curious. And I don't really want to go Googling because I'm sure you'll hear the tap, tap, tapper. And we don't want that on the stream. So
What are you guys thinking in terms of the mystery?
oh man, we're gonna get to it. So, all right, let's jump to that match. We're throwing
It's
the
just
gonna
sheet
be
out
packed.
the window.
It's going to be packed.
It's gonna be
Or,
Park. You think Park
Pentagon.
or Pentagon? Okay, cool.
Yeah.
I think I would like it to be Rusev, but also I worry about the stigma of bringing in WWE guys. I worry about that.
Yeah.
But I want to see Rusev because I'm you know me. I'm a huge Rusev mark. You know,
Okay.
so.
Is his 90 days up yet though?
It wouldn't be, no.
Did they get 90 days with this?
I think some of them didn't.
Thing?
Did they? I don't know. It's
The NXT one's got 30, and I think the main roster guys got 90. Well, that's what I thought. But yeah, I mean, Rusev, I'd love Rusev to be an All Elite, but again, I'm kind of sick of the snarky, too many WWE guys in AEW. Not that I can be really helped anymore since that WWE have contracted about 500 people in the last 3 years, but
yeah.
you know,
Well, that's it. And
Yeah.
anyone has been under WWE contract at some point. Like
Uh-huh.
Brian Cage, he was in WWE developmental at one point. So if he shows up,
Yeah.
are you going to be like, oh, they're
Yeah.
just taking former WWE? No, you're not. Like there's a. But
I mean,
if Rusev walked in and if you have a mystery guy who's debuting for the first time ever,
yeah,
odds are they're going to win the match. They
Yeah.
may not, but odds are they will. We don't know how AEW are going to handle these things. But if it is someone like a Rusev or a Zack Ryder, as Ryan has said in the chat, if it's someone like that, that might look bad, especially
Yeah.
if they win.
I think Brian Cage should be the guy because I know that they've wanted him for ages, and I think he has signed, but he hasn't obviously announced anything. But I'm pretty sure he has signed. But yeah,
Well,
Brian
he was
Cage would be the
injured for a
person.
bit, so.
Yeah, he was injured. So
If it is someone
kind
new,
of
if it is someone new, it'll be good to be able to say, well, look, there's a wrestling company hiring amidst a global pandemic. That'll be a nice
Yeah,
change of pace.
exactly.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
Thanks for calling in, Mikey. And the spoiler alert, obviously, being that we're going to be taking calls on our live podcasts. So thank
Yeah.
you for being
Yeah.
Love it.
the first.
No worries,
ever
man.
Thanks for
caller.
joining us.
Yeah, it's great.
no,
to
it's
hear
good,
from you.
man. It was good to be a part of the B Plus for one night.
You're welcome back anytime. You know this. So, feel
Well,
free. Feel
always.
free. You just shoot me a
No
message.
worries, man.
All right.
All good. Thank you very much, guys.
Thanks, buddy.
Have a good
Yeah.
night. See you guys. Bye.
So there you have it. Big boy Mikey. His dream has been realized. I don't know. It's probably not his overarching dream for his life, but something that he always wanted to see.
Boyhood dream has come true.
One of them, sure.
Yeah, no, but it's great. We're live and it's fun. It's good fun. Anything can happen. Big thanks to Anthony Frost for following us on Twitch. If you're watching this on Facebook, you can always go to Twitch. Twitch is way more reliable with notifications for live streams than Facebook is. So if you go to it's twitch.tv/Greg Does Things. I am setting up a B plus Twitch as well that we will transfer to, but at the moment it's twitch.tv/Greg Does Things, and you hit the follow button and it's automatically going to give you notifications whenever we go live. It's a good app anyway because there's people doing live Dungeons and Dragons. If you're into that, I'm a nerd. I'm into that. People doing live video games. Twitch is a lot of fun. PWA have an amazing Twitch channel. They play Dungeons and Dragons because they're also nerds. They play video games. And they also do watch parties. So every Friday night they're doing a watch party where the wrestlers are watching back some of their matches and telling stories. And it's really good fun. So Twitch is the place to be at the moment in these sore throat times. But let's continue breaking down the card. I feel like we've talked enough about MJF and Jungle Boy. Let's move right along to the next match that I have queued up here. Dustin Rhodes and Shawn Spears. How do you guys feel about this match?
Well, it's
we got
interesting.
your
So you
take on
had the
Shawn
whole.
Spears in the last pod.
Was
Sorry,
that
you catch
Greg?
that?
I was telling Benny we had his take on Shawn Spears in the podcast.
Oh, earlier.
Yeah.
Not a fan.
Like, this will be the opening match of the night after the buy-in, I assume. It'll be just like what he had the match against Hager, which was mostly forgettable except for the non-consensual kissing thing that happened.
Yeah.
Remember?
Which in 2020, yeah.
Unusual.
Not a great idea. I don't know. I enjoy Dustin in this role though. I feel like Shawn goes over here. I know I like the idea of Shawn Spears still being obsessed with Cody.
He is still.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cody acts like he doesn't even exist anymore. Like Cody's onto different things. Cody doesn't even give a shit, but he's still obsessed. I like that idea. That's fun for me. I think that has legs.
And it also has you have Dustin, who's the I wanted to retire. Like he had the if I don't beat Kip Sabian in the TNT tournament, I'll retire. And then he got like brutalized by Lance Archer. So I think this is his first match since then, unless I missed a dark episode with him, but that gives that legs as well.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. I don't know. I like Shawn Spears. What is it you don't like about Shawn Spears, Benny the Ref? Or Benny the Beach, whatever you are?
No, like I'll watch him have a singles match, except this one being on a pay-per-view, it screams undercard, and it's like
Well, that's what
they
it
just
is.
booked the match.
A good
at the
wrestling
last
show
minute.
has an
It is,
Yeah,
undercard,
that's
though.
fine.
And a good wrestling show has an
Yeah,
undercard, and
that's
this
fine.
is a good
But
undercard.
I don't have
match.
to be excited for this one random match, though.
Fair enough. I don't think it's random. I think there's still story behind it. There's still the Shawn Spears character has legs. I really liked his news segment that he did, which I truly believe is the sole reason that AEW won the ratings war this week. Was that Shawn Spears news segment? He stole the set of the Goober Report.
Well, that and the longest clothesline ever as well from Dynamite. I think that was
I
pretty
still haven't
close.
seen the last half an hour of Dynamite, but
Yeah.
Fair enough. Spoilers.
this clothesline thing was meant to be no, it's fine. But I heard it was quite the scene.
All right, so Ryan in the chat, he's telling us that he's going with Shawn Spears winning dirty. I want everyone to put your predictions in the chat. So tell us who you think's going to win these matches. Mysterious, who you got in this one?
Yeah, I've got Shawn Spears. It makes a lot more sense.
Yeah, I think.
Yeah,
I think
I've got
it's
Spears too. He
yeah.
desperately needs a TV win.
Yeah, we're unanimous on Shawn Spears winning this one, and Dustin knows his role. I think his role is to look at the lights 80% of the time in this company. So I like he's going to have to pick up wins every now and then, obviously, to keep himself strong and relevant. But I definitely
The ones where he has his career on the line, he wins those matches.
he'll win those matches. Yeah, 100%.
Sure.
100%. When he's
He
like,
should
all right,
before
I've
this
lost
match.
it
He
now."
should say, "If I lose, I'm going to retire."
That's how you guarantee yourself a win. The next match we got up on the preview here, Dr. Britt Baker versus Chris Statlander. It's not happening. Cancelled.
Nope.
Penelope Ford versus Chris Statlander. That's the replacement. So, Britt took a fall.
Yes.
It looked painful. Do we know the extent of her injuries, or do we just know she's not competing? She's not able to compete.
We just know she's not competing. Like it's suspected. Like you hear words like the ACL potentially, but nothing confirmed yet.
Yeah.
Was it a fall? Because I thought it was from when they did the double Death Valley driver to Nyla Rose onto Britt Baker sitting in the corner. I thought that's where she got hurt. But
Yeah,
maybe I
well,
just
she
wasn't
got
paying
hurt.
attention.
I'm getting confused because I'm also thinking of Phoenix. He took a fall. Ooh. Oh, he took a fall.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He's
yeah.
fine. He's fine,
He's
thankfully.
fine? How?
Don't know how. It hurt me, and I was only watching it.
Oh
I
man,
was
it's
screaming
the
when I'm watching
sound it made. The sound it made. And also,
Yeah.
we should also talk about was it Matt? Matt got he broke his rib. And his
Was it broken? He's meant to be wrestling still. So.
yeah, he's still wrestling, but he broke his rib on that crossbody off the in the stadium there in that closing segment. He broke his rib, and like seriously, Phoenix's fall was worse than both of these others, and he's the least injured. How did that even happen? I don't.
Yeah.
That's
Straight
insane.
up, straight down. Yeah, not much surface area that he landed on. It didn't look good.
Yeah. Now this Penelope Ford stepping in actually I think changes the outcome because I think Chris Statlander has to win this now, whereas before I think it was pretty clear that Britt Baker was going to go over. How do we feel about Penelope Ford as a replacement? I think Kip Sabian will do some entertaining stuff at ringside, but how do you guys feel about Penelope Ford as a replacement?
I haven't seen much of her yet, but I've liked, she's been good so far.
Well, there's not really like the women's division is still developing. It's hard to say in terms of other like heel women's wrestlers to add into there that are available as well.
Yeah.
Making the most of the situation. I think Penelope's a great fit. We might see some more stuff with Jimmy Havoc as well with their new faction they've got going.
And I think Britt Baker's going to be fine, even though she could be out injured, but her promo work and the character stuff, like with Tony Schiavone, I think she's going to be fine. She'll have a role on the show still, so she doesn't have to wrestle to be entertaining on Dynamite.
Yeah, they're definitely very high on her. Our only active chatter, Ryan, is saying he's picking Penelope Ford to win here. So he's differing from us. We're all thinking Chris Statlander. And I think that comes from just the way I see AEW being booked, like the way I understand their booking philosophies. I don't think, but maybe it is one of those situations where, like, because you hear about that in the territories and stuff, when a person needed to step in as a replacement, you give them the victory as a thank you for stepping in kind of thing. That could play a role, right? How old school is Cody's thinking?
See that?
Yeah. I mean, Kenny does the women's matches. I mean, we don't really know, but the speculation is Kenny is in charge of the women's division, right?
Apparently.
Yeah, but in charge of the Japanese contingent. At the very least.
Fair enough. But I think this should be entertaining. I'm a big fan of Chris Statlander, so I'm hoping she picks up the win personally. But moving on, we'll start to get into the matches with like stipulations and sort of, I don't want to say with consequences, because wins and losses matter in AEW, and it's brilliant. But the casino ladder match. Now, I'm quite often doing multiple things at a time when I'm watching wrestling.
Mm-hmm.
I am a parent. I have uni work. There's a lot. But am I the only one who's confused? Is it because I was distracted while it was happening? I don't understand the rules to this match. What is happening?
No, it's not just you. Like, obviously, because it's a new thing. Like, we were, I'm just thinking this time last year as well with the Casino Battle Royal, how we were trying to wrap our heads around that one.
That was way more confusing. This is somewhat straightforward.
Yeah, we do have the rules, thankfully. They have explained it a lot better than, they've learned from their mistakes.
Yeah. Okay. So the competitors here, I want you to give me the rules, but first I'll go through the competitors. So we got Darby Allin, Colt Cabana, Orange Cassidy, Joey Janela, Scorpio Sky, Kip Sabian, Frankie Kazarian, Luchasaurus, and TBD, to be decided, to be announced. So we've got that mystery man in there. And so how does the timing work? The match can be won before everyone even gets in there. So we may not even get the mystery man, right? The match can be won at any time.
I think they should absolutely finish it before everybody's in, just to set the precedent that these things can happen.
I think that would be amazing.
Like in the first couple of Dynamites, they had it's going to be like 10-minute draw. Or
and then
Cody and Darby, and they went to a draw. Like, establish these things early, so then they can happen.
If someone's going to win it before other people come in, I want Darby Allin to not be in yet. If he's not winning, I want him to not be in the match because I think Darby should win it. I think Darby's the best choice to rise up the card. And so if he isn't winning, if someone else is winning, please have him not be in the match because
he's done too many of his promo video things to not actually be in the match, though.
No, but those promo videos work on their own to get him over. Those have been dope as fuck, man. I love those videos. Him sitting there playing poker and shit. I enjoy Darby's work a lot, and I want him to win this match. And if he doesn't win it, please don't be in it. That's me.
The next one he does, he'll have to use that poker chip that they are holding up above the ring if he does win it. So he'll have to use that in the next video. But so for those who are still trying to piece it together, so there's a big poker chip hanging above the ring. There's two competitors that start the match, and then every 90 seconds, someone else will come in.
Right.
And then, the first one to get the poker chip,
So it's like Money in the Bank meets Elimination Chamber.
yes.
Cool. And you can win at any time. You don't have to wait for everyone to be in the ring. That's pretty cool.
Nope.
And then we can cash in the title. Do we hope it's a Money in the Bank style cash in? You can do it any time? Because I would rather it be you have to cash it in, sign a contract, and announce ahead of time. I would prefer that for AEW.
You
I
gotta
would
cash
like
the
that
chips in.
Yeah, similar to Gift of the Gods, like with Lucha. I would like it like that personally.
You have to
but
announce it, yeah.
yeah,
That would be the way I would want it to go. I just don't think it fits AEW. I mean, having the shock thing works, but you otherwise people are just going to call this Money in the Bank too. You know, have a point of difference. I think it'd be good to have a point of difference where they do that little bit of different things. So the big question is, who's the mystery man? I've said it. I think I would like it to be Rusev, but also I wouldn't, because I don't want them to just hire the WWE rejects. I don't want that stigma. But I do think they've been booking the WWE guys better than, other companies who have had that track record. So I trust them more, but also I kind of don't want it to be a former WWE guy. I think it'd be cool if it was like Nick Aldis or something, out of nowhere.
yeah, they were hoping
Marty
to have him at some
Scurll.
point. Marty, yeah,
Dude, if it was Marty Skrull and they have
Wow.
some kind of relationship there, I don't see it happening, Leo, but
Nah.
if it happened, that'd be incredible.
Not with like if there was a live audience, then I think that could sway.
I think
people
even
that-
without it,
that were using it.
because wrestling Twitter would explode.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Ryan says Sting could be the mystery person.
He
I have
has been
seen
released
those
from his Legends contract with WWE, and
And
there are rumors that he might be involved in AEW in some capacity. But
Oh, really?
old mate Meltzer says that there may be smoke there, and he's sort of in tight with them, but are they working him? Are they favoring him? He says that, what was it he said? He said that when he asks them,
response is a response in his eyes. Yeah.
yeah, so I don't know. I hope not. I hope not. If it is, that doesn't look good to me. Yeah, I'm not for that. I love that era, but leave it where it is. Sting can't go anymore.
No.
I mean, he's better in the ring
In
than
a
I would
in a
be.
cinematic style match, he could go.
Yeah, but this isn't that.
Yeah, I know.
If he showed
But,
up in
like,
Money
just
in
down
the
the
Bank,
line, I mean.
if he showed up in Money in the Bank at the WWE headquarters, right? Like, sure, absolutely,
Yeah.
Why not? But I don't know about this. Let's move right along and see who we have in the number one contendership match for the tag team championship. Private Party versus Best Friends, who shot up in the rankings. They're the number one team in the rankings now. So if Private Party win this, I mean, they become the number one contender. I think Private Party win. We haven't seen much of Private Party lately.
Yeah, they've been on Dark a lot. I honestly, I'm in the opposite thing. Where I think the Best Friends should win because they've been in the spotlight so much.
Yeah. Just going back real quick,
Yeah.
Michael in the chat says he likes Luchasaurus to win it. I like that as well, especially if MJF beats Jungle Boy clean, and then you get Luchasaurus winning and MJF and Jungle Boy. Then MJF sort of runs away from Luchasaurus because Luchasaurus wants redemption after MJF's been bullying his two buddies, right? If you do that, and then MJF is like, okay, I'll get in the ring with you if you put up the chip, right? I would really love that. That would be fun for me.
That'd be sweet.
Yeah. And he says best friends for sure in this match. We've got Ryan saying Flip Gordon for mystery person. I think he's under contract, and I think he's injured.
Yeah.
But would be cool. Would not be expected. Maybe it's who did he play at All In when he had the mask? It was one of the Being the Elite characters.
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
Oh man. It's gonna kill me that I don't know this. Big Boy Mikey would be able to tell me. Anyway, I would like to see Flip Gordon again. I love Flip Gordon. But yeah, back to the Private Party and Best Friends match. I want Private Party for this one. Who have you got here, Benny?
Just best friends seems like the safe bet. You know, they've been racking up the wins, so this would set them up for a good title match further down the line. I don't know if they'll save it for a pay per view or the next pay per view will be another 3 months away. So
Yeah, I think it's a good match to main event a TV episode. You know.
yeah,
Yeah. So that's a quick one. We can move on to the women's championship. Nyla Rose versus Hikaru Shida. I think Nyla retains here. I don't think there's any reason to take it off her this early in the run.
yeah. I
Yeah,
think
agreed.
Sheeta, it's definitely should be the champion. Like, I think she's the standout performer in that division. But I like people to hold championships for a long time, and
Me too.
so that means Nyla needs to hold it for much longer.
Yeah,
but
if-
Sheeta will get it.
If this was
Just
my
not yet.
TEW
Eventually.
game, she does not meet the minimum threshold for having held the title before losing it. So
Yeah.
I'm with you on that for sure. For sure. How do you handle that in Fire Pro Wrestling? Because you actually have no say over who wins or loses.
No, you've got to play the matches yourself, or change your plans. I was taking it pretty serious for the first year, where I was writing down who won every match and have a tournament, and it's like, all right, well, that's completely stuffed now because old Nathan Dickinson wasn't meant to win the title.
See,
Bet me.
I'm so bad at that game that if I wanted Hikaru Shida to win, I would play as Nyla Rose, and that would damn near guarantee that she's gonna win the title. We got a double DQ as a prediction in the chat.
Mm,
It's a no disqualification match, isn't it?
yeah.
Yeah, look, it says right there. It's right. It's
Yeah.
there on the screen. No disqualification, no count out. Are you messing with me? You're messing with me, aren't you? You just wanted me to read your comment and you wanted me to put it out there in the world to look like a doofus. I'm on to you. I'm watching you. I'm on to you. No, it's a no disqualification match, man. That can't happen.
That means they can get the kendo stick out, bitch.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
There's going to be that spot. Yeah.
Yeah. I'd like to see them brawl around the stadium, but that's going to happen in a different match, so they won't. Right? Like they may go somewhere. I don't know. Could we see some backstage bits in Daly's place here?
Hopefully
Maybe.
they just save all that for what I'm assuming is the main event, but we don't know the card structure at this point.
I think it's the main event, but also like because the reason I think it's the main event is because they seem like the people who are like the world title should main event. But also on the press call, Cody was saying the TNT title might be just as big as the world title. We don't know yet because we haven't seen it. And he literally hasn't seen the title. But he was talking like figuratively. We don't know how this works in practice because obviously when you've got two of the most over guys in the company, Cody and the Murderhawk, going at it for this title, it could easily be considered an equal top title.
When you bring in Tyson as well, that says something.
Yeah, Iron Mike Tyson. Let's talk about it. He is in ridiculously good shape for such an old man right now.
He's in amazing shape right now. Like just those videos that he's been posting lately, he's got the killer instinct back.
He's just a straight up killer. Michael has said Nyla due to the stipulations, and yeah, I agree with that. Nyla should dominate in a no DQ situation there against Hikaru Shida. But yeah, Iron Mike, he's the wild card here, man. Because Arn said that he can do anything. He has free reign, which that seems like a just bad business. That seems like a bad business proposition to be like, you can come in and present the title, and he's like, but you know what? I want to be able to do whatever I want. I want to be able to punch somebody, right? And you just be like,
I
you know
reckon
what?
he's gonna punch out a snake in this match. Jake will get the bag, and Mike's gonna punch out a snake.
Punch
It's gonna be like Van Damme style out of
the
Hard Target or
actual
something.
snake.
Like-
You
Yeah.
think Tony's dumb enough to get on the wrong side of Peter? He's watched Tiger King. I guarantee you. That's not happening.
You know that they've orchestrated this. They've got Jim Ross on commentary. It's been over 20 years, but we're going to hear like I'm thinking a Tyson and Cody thing. Like I'm going to hear that at the top of his lungs by JR. It has to happen.
Yeah, like a callback to the DX and
Tyson and Austin. Tyson
Yeah.
and Cody. I see it happening.
yeah. We got Ryan in the chat says Murderhawk to win the title. I'm so torn on this one because I
Yeah,
love both
I'm so
of these
torn.
guys. This is the match I'm most excited about. I think the tournament's been brilliant, and this is trademark Cody. Just look at the poster. Look at the poster on the screen right now. Okay, hang on. I'm gonna see if I can make this bigger. I'm pretty sure I can. If everything breaks, I apologize. Just There we go. Look at this poster. You got Arn Anderson. You got Brandy Rhodes. You got Iron Mike Tyson. You got Jake the Snake Roberts. Classic Cody, clustermuck, overbooked, territory days, wild, anything can happen. He loves that shit, man, and I live for it. And I think no matter what, it's going to be entertaining. I think Lance Archer could win the title. I believe him as champion. But Cody not being able to win the world title, I think it makes sense for him to be the first TNT champion. He's already got a bit of a reputation for losing on the big stage in AEW, right? And I think he's done that on purpose because he doesn't want to be the booker that puts himself over. But I think in this situation, maybe it's justified.
Yeah, I think this is the one that he wins. Yep.
Yeah, I would say it's the best because, like, if he doesn't win this, it's hard to imagine where else he can go because he's been at the top of the rankings of the world title, but he can't do anything with that.
Yeah.
And
You know what he should do? He should say, if I don't win this, then I can never challenge for it again.
God damn it.
And
Yeah,
so
so-
he and Dustin both
Can we get a new
just-
title, Tony? I need something.
We need another one. We need another title.
Back to the Casino Royal ladder match thing.
Mm.
Can they only use that to cash in for a world title match, or can they use it for this one? Or hasn't it been?
It
specific?
says
It says a world title.
It says world
Oh,
title.
okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
All right.
So that person's going to go after Moxley, not. But there's a different match that's taking place on Dynamite next week. That's a battle royale, I believe, a battle royal to determine who the number one contender for this title is going to be.
Oh, okay, so that's the one that MJF could win to set up something to. Now I'm going to take this from you.
Yeah.
Maybe.
And also, we do also. So that was what on the press call, Cody was saying that it could, like, the rankings aren't necessarily for the world title. If you're really high in the rankings, you could get a TNT title shot. We don't know how it's going to work yet because we haven't seen it. But, you know, you would think it's for the world title, but it's really just the rankings. And if you're a high-ranked competitor, you can challenge for a title. So, I'm
Okay.
interested to see how it works. I'm interested to see how this goes. I love the rankings coming up on the website each week. I was supposed to save the rankings so I could bring those up for us to look at. I completely forgot. That's on me.
So Michael brought up Cody will get busted open. Yes,
Well-
he always leads in a big match.
That's about the safest bet you could make. Like, if that's on the betting odds and it's not, like, losing you money, I don't know what the bookies are doing, because that's the safest bet possible that he's going to bleed. Ryan says MJF's going to interfere. Maybe. I could see that happening as well. I think I would rather see MJF win the battle royal. There's so many story opportunities for MJF. Can we just talk about that? We've talked about MJF story opportunities about 30 times on this show. Like, how well
So
booked
many.
is MJF and how great of a character is MJF? It's insane. It's insane.
It's incredible. It's just him. It's not. He'll say all the time, not a character. It's him, and
Just
just,
his
the best
hangnail.
characters are the ones that are like that are just so natural.
Yeah, it's amazing. I'm a big fan. Let's carry on then and get to the world title match. Mr. Brody Lee challenging the true AEW World Champion, because Mr. Brody Lee's been walking around with it, but the real World Champion, Jon Moxley. Again, this for me comes down to that threshold that I have in my TEW games for how long people need to hold the title. I think Moxley's got to win here, but and it also the whole WWE thing. Like, we have a very recent WWE leaver and another very recent WWE leaver. I don't like that this is the world title match, but it is what it is. It makes sense. Brody Lee has been fantastic since he arrived in AEW. What do you guys think of this match and this whole situation?
I'm a bit concerned. I haven't been impressed with Brody Lee's squash matches, and he had a semi-competitive one as well leading up to this. I hope the match is really good, but I don't have high hopes.
I believe in them.
Yeah, he's a good worker in the ring. He is, but his real strength is the thing that WWE never let him do, and that's his promos and stuff. Like, he's so good. He's so good on the microphone and as that character, like building a character. How did you not let this guy talk for the amount of years he was with you? I don't understand it.
Because he couldn't do a southern accent. That was the thing.
God, if you want to hear us hate on Vince,
I don't think
YouTube.
they've done a good enough job hyping this match up. Like, I do not believe for a second that Brody's going to win the match.
No.
There's no threat there.
Yeah. We've got a
But-
double DQ prediction in the chat again. We've also got Brendan stepping in for the first time. Hey, Brendan, thanks for stopping by. He says, I don't like the belt stealing stuff. Hate it when WWE did it and hate it when AEW have done it. I'm not a huge fan of belt stealing either.
It's a tried and tested method to get
Yeah.
the heel to so they elevated Mr. Brody pretty quickly, so
Yeah,
Yeah.
They did. And he's kind of got this weird cult leader, business leader gimmick going on, and I enjoy it. I'm a big fan. But yeah, the whole stealing the belt thing, I feel like there should be safeguards in place, kayfabe-wise. I don't know. It's one of those things like the belt should be your most cherished possession, and the fact that they can get their hands on it.
You wouldn't want to
I
lose it at a steakhouse or anything, would you?
A little bit of the bubbly. That gave us that, so I don't even care. I don't think. Do people even remember that he lost the belt, or do people just remember the bubbly?
Just the bubbly at this
That's-
point.
they think
He spun it. It was great. Yeah, I think Moxley wins this. You guys?
Oh yeah.
Unanimously.
All right.
Safe.
I think that's
Makes
a pretty safe
sense.
bet.
So why not do the thing that makes sense?
I haven't looked at the betting odds. We need to get old mate Alex Donnelly from the show with no name on here because he loves to analyze the betting odds. So we need to get him on next time we do a show preview like this to talk about the betting odds. But if you're watching, Alex, I don't think you have my phone number, so I don't know if that'll work. Never mind. All right. I am going to get a dedicated phone line for this show. I'm going to get like a burner phone with a number that I can connect to the thing so we can flash the phone number up and take calls in the future. So if that's something you're interested in, let me know, and I'll definitely be putting that number up when I get it. But I don't have it yet, so let's talk about the last match. We assume this is going to be the main event because we don't know which title's the biggest title. I don't know. Mike Tyson could be the main event, the world title could be the main event, or this could be the main event. Stadium Stampede, Inner Circle versus the Elite. I'm just going to come straight out and say it. Inner Circle have to win this.
Really? Do they? I thought the Elite has to win it.
Really? All right. Interesting. I want to hear 1-800
Well, just that it makes sense because I feel like the Young Bucks had been destroyed and away, and what Nick Jackson was he hasn't wrestled in it's a very long time, not counting the being the Elite thing.
But
Paige has been away drinking in the woods or whatever. Kenny and Matt haven't been too successful. Trying to think of the matches that have happened. Yeah, I think this is a big win for them, unless they save that for Blood and Guts.
But yeah, that's it. They're a broken.
Whenever that may happen.
They're a broken family. They're a broken
But this
family.
I thought this would be the uniting match.
Well, and it shows that they're a
that
united
could still
front
be further away.
with their random grandfather. What's his fucking name?
Damascus.
Damascus. There we go.
Demetrius.
Thank you, Damascus. Their weird 90-million-year-old grandfather who he's got to have a drone army, right, to replace Vanguard 1. Like introducing
We've seen the drone army
Vanguard
before.
2 through
back in TNA.
97. And he's just a drone army, like in the Spider-Man movie, just come in and attack everyone.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
I don't know. So we got, isn't Sting supposed to be there too? Brendan in the chat. And Michael says the Elite. Matt Hardy gets the win. So we've talked about Sting already. So you'll have to go back and rewind once this replays. We've already talked about Sting. Matt Hardy gets the win. Of all the people to pick up the win, should it really be Matt Hardy? I don't know. He's like the guy that needs at least. Him and Jericho.
Paige. I think Paige. If the Elite win, I think Paige should make the pin.
If the Elite win,
Yeah,
Paige is
if
the guy.
if the Elite win.
Yeah, Paige is. I would say that as well. Paige is the guy, or Kenny, because you do need Kenny to look like a star. But I actually think that the win. I mean, Sammy Guevara can always eat a pin without the Inner Circle looking bad. He can get his heat back anyway. He's so good as a cocky prick heel. But
Yeah.
I think that Hager needs to win. I almost said Swagger. I think he needs to pick up the win here. And I do. I think that Inner Circle are a strong, cohesive unit, and the Elite are a broken family. Broken. See what I did there? And I think that's the
Very
story
nice.
they go with, and I think that they need to have their little struggle and come back together and then win at Blood and Guts. I think that's the play.
Don't you think it's really impressive how Chris Jericho loses the world title and then completely stays relevant doesn't need to be challenging for the title again. No instant rematch, none of that crap. And
No.
it's just rolling
Makes me
forward,
happy.
and it's very good still.
Yeah.
So I think they
It's
deserve to be
refreshing. It's
applauded for
awesome.
that.
It's worth commending. It's worth commending, and their booking has been solid, and they're staying strong in the ratings. They're not growing, but they're not decreasing like certain other companies. And I'm a big fan of what AEW are doing, and it's the only wrestling that I can really watch at the moment. Although NWA Carneyland, very very good, and all the non-wrestling content has been quite enjoyable. If you listen to the podcast, we put over That's So Shazza, we put over Jack Bonds' Pro Wrestling Audio, Robbie Eagle's new show,
MLW,
Gino's new
the
show,
anthology series that's come out.
Yeah, there's so many things out there. NWA Carneyland is my new favorite. I'm really enjoying Carneyland, but there's so much stuff going on, but not a lot of wrestling. And the wrestling that is happening, a lot of it is bad and, as Eli Drake said, soulless. But AEW is still very enjoyable to me. So I'm really excited for Double or Nothing. Anything else you guys want to say about this card? Anything else you want to say about this show?
I'll be watching on like a 4-hour delay, so don't spoil it on me.
Yeah.
In the
Keep us
group chat.
away from spoilers. Yeah.
Yeah. Yes. I'll be at work and then have gym and then I'll get to it then.
My spoiler is it's going to be good. And my other spoiler is don't tune in to the Twitch, because I'm thinking tomorrow after the show, I will be doing TEW and talking about the show with anyone who stops by. So if you want to talk about Double or Nothing tomorrow after the show has finished, I will be playing TEW on twitch.tv/Greg Does Things. It'll also be here on the Facebook. But really, guys, go subscribe to the Twitch. Follow the Twitch. You can't subscribe. Follow the Twitch and get the notifications and all that stuff. Where can people find you on social media if they do want to talk about it? But don't spoil it for Benny and his cat. Don't spoil it. Please don't be dicks.
On Twitter, @AsiaManiaPod. Thank you.
Lovely cat.
I'll get the claw in the back. You have to watch the video. It's very visual podcast.
Last comments here before you go, Mr. Mysterious. Last comments are miscommunication causes the Elite to lose is Ryan's final prediction. And Nathan Batson with the hot take, AEW this week was trash. You, sir, are incorrect. But that's okay.
Very much so.
You're entitled to your wrong opinion. Mysterious, where can people find you online?
You can follow me at Mr. Mysterious 117. Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, pretty much anywhere you can think of. And don't give that hot take to me. I can tell you that's completely wrong, but I digress.
I am at Greg Does Tweets on Twitter, at Greg Does Graham on Instagram. Greg Does Radio on Stationhead, where you can hear me spin tracks and the artists actually get paid for it. It's pretty cool. It's good internet radio. It's the best internet radio, and you should be on Stationhead. Download the app. It's only available for iOS anyway. You can also find me at Greg Does Things on Twitch, so it's twitch.tv/Greg Does Things, where I'll be playing TEW, booking some USPW. It's a fictional promotion. Yes, maybe you would be more entertained by WCW 2000. Maybe I'll do that one day. Maybe you would be more entertained by AEW. Maybe I'll do that one day. Maybe I'll get some wrestlers on or some friends on, and we'll book a WrestleMania, or we'll book a random, Joey Ryan's penis party or something like that. Who knows what'll happen? The only way to find out is to go to twitch.tv/Greg Does Things. We collectively are the B+ Wrestle on Twitter, because wrestling wouldn't fit the B+ Wrestling everywhere else. Like, share, subscribe, 5-star review if you like what we do. And thank you so much for listening and tuning in live. This has been a lot of fun. We'll see you next time.
Catch you later, guys.
Cheers.